Topic number 3.
Share, like, subscribe.
Topic number 3. This is interesting. And it got better from a quote from actual Sony, I think it was PR, and we're going to talk about that. So, Microsoft comes out, and remember, Microsoft bought Minecraft for, I think it was over $1 billion. I don't remember what the amount was, but it was a lot of money. And that has clearly paid off for him. It is the most popular game in the world by a large margin. Now they're making the game on all their platforms cross-play. So no matter what system you're playing it on, you can play with people of other consoles or computers. That's awesome. In addition to that, now they said Minecraft is going to be available for cross-play with Xbox One, PC, Nintendo Switch, I'm assuming the Nintendo 3DS, whatever it is, and then Rocket League, even during the Nintendo E3, their Direct, whatever you want to call it, said they're also going to be bringing cross-play so you can play with people against Microsoft or PC, which is going to be awesome. There was a major company out there that's been absent from all of these cross-play announcements, and it rhymes with phony, you know? So, of course, when this happens, a whole bunch of people are asking, why can't Sony get into this? I mean, that's a dream that you can do a platform agnostic and play against all your friends on other systems. I could see Sony not having any interest in doing that because they're kicking everyone's ass by at least 2-1. So they have no business reason to do it. And I think if they would have said, for business reasons, it's something that maybe down the future, but it's not something that we're looking to do right now, that would have been the PR speak and it would have been done and people would have complained, but they would have gotten over it, right? That would have been it. But instead, they have Jim Ryan, who is, let me find out, I want to make sure that I quote this correctly. To Nintendo, blah, 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 both keep Microsoft today, Sony's exchanges below. Today I put the issue. Okay. PlayStation's global sales and marketing head, Jim Ryan, and this is from Eurogamer.net. And when asked about it, here's what he says as far as their reason to not get involved with crossplay. We've got to be mindful of our responsibility to our install base. Minecraft, the demographic playing that, as well as I do, it's all ages, but it's also very young. We have a contract with the people who go online with us that we look after them, and they are within the PlayStation curated universe. Exposing what in many cases are children to external influences we have no ability to manage or look after, it's something we have to think about very carefully. Have you heard of fucking Nintendo? Have you heard how much people complain about how restrictive, family-oriented, can't do cross-chat, have to do friend codes because they're so protective? Or do you really think anyone's going to buy this bullshit?
It's a good reason, isn't he?
Oh, my God. I've got a feeling that the PlayStation PR people, when they found out that he said this, are like, boy, you just created a huge world of hurt. Because after this, the internet exploded saying, you really think you're safer and better? How many times has the Sony network been hacked? My brother has got a PlayStation account, had to change all his information because they've got his credit card account on file. Nintendo is probably the most, safe zone you can think of in any electronics medium. I'd even say more than Apple. I just think that this is total bullshit. I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know how to address this. I mean, it sounds like the right thing.
You think?
It sounds like complete bullshit.
Yeah.
I mean, because it's not like they're monitoring things. I've been cussed out by a 13-year-old playing Call of Duty on my PlayStation until his mom came in. So, I don't know. It's, you don't want to share, don't share. Just say you don't want to share.
Yeah, exactly. Which, I mean, to even suggest that adding someone from an Xbox One or a Nintendo system is going to subject their potential Minecraft players to more threats than they might have on the PlayStation Network, I think is the most obviously, blatantly bullshit lie that you're losing credibility just by saying is my point. I have no problem with them choosing not to do it. I just think this is total fucking lie.
Well, I mean, with him saying it, I mean, he does acknowledge something I guess as a parent I should think about is who's playing the game with my kid.
Sure.
I mean, maybe within Sony you can kind of regulate that a little bit better because at least you have the profiles yourself.
Who are you more worried about your kid being targeted, when they're playing on their PlayStation or when they're playing on their 3DS?
I don't know. They don't have internet access on either one.
Oh, really?
I don't allow
this
them.
example serves no purpose. You're right. Never mind then. I don't know. I just can't.
I mean, but it's one of those things. I mean, once you open that up, my son would love to get on there and play on these worlds that these other people have made. He watches the YouTube videos and stuff like that. And I guess, there's that potential that there's people out there that could use that platform as a means to try to get access to kids or.
Oh, I don't argue that. I guess
it's like,
I'm just saying I don't think it's more likely by adding someone that is well known to be much safer than you, like Nintendo. I just think that statement is trying to.
I guess when I first heard about that crossplay thing, I'm like, well, who's paying for the server space? Because there's other issues besides that.
No, it's the actual, like Rocket League, they set up their own server. So, like, they're setting up for regardless who uses it. It's already got Nintendo people talking to Nintendo people, Xbox people talk. They're just saying now we can just get them so that within the server, they can all talk to each other. So there should be no difference on the server front.
So these aren't like servers that are hosted by Sony. Then they have to somehow now get along with Microsoft and Nintendo.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, the EA Sports crowd's going to be really upset about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Normally I'd say, well, eventually, but again, eventually could mean a decade or whatever it is. We know at some point it's all going to go, just because seeing the beginnings of this, they're all going to go cross-platform. You know what I mean? I could see, and I don't necessarily mean the PlayStation 4, the Xbox One, or even this generation, but eventually they're going to be cross-platform. That's going to be an accepted norm, because if everybody else is doing it and you're the only one that's not, the only way Sony could get away with it right now is because they're killing it and they have leverage.
Yeah.
But as soon as you reset a new generation and the other ones do it, you're going to have – that's what I love about competition. So it might not happen right away, but eventually we know cross-platform is going to be the norm. It's just going to be.
Yeah.
I just thought
like
it was
a waterproof iPhone.
Yeah. I know, right? I just thought it was so blatantly, transparently BS that, like, if they really – and Minecraft of all games. And I mean, if it wouldn't have been Nintendo and it would have just been like PC gamers, and you really think you're going to have some PC gamer that's going to find a way to get into your PlayStation discussion and attack your child, if someone wants to do that, they can just do it on PlayStation. You know what I mean? I don't see what door you're possibly opening up that someone could do from companies that are reputable to be more safety oriented, but what could you do on a Microsoft console or a PC console when you're talking to this person that you couldn't do by just having the PlayStation? I don't see one single door or one single difference of anything that you could do.
Well, but I wonder if you could stop it. I mean, it would come down to that actual game itself having to have its own registration and stuff like that, so you could report things.
Sure, and I would have no problem, but they don't. So
maybe it's just too early.
Yeah, exactly. But who knows? We'll see how this goes. I want to see how it rocks out. I think the fact that he even just put out that statement made it so much worse, because the internet has exploded since he made that it's just total lunacy. But who knows? But for those of you,
people have opinions on the internet.
Who thought, right?
Go figure.
News to me. But again, we're not a new show. We're a commentary and bullshit artist show. So. But for those of you watching, let us know what you think. Am I off my rocker? Is Matt right? It's all about protecting our children, and Sony's the only one who can do that. They're our future. Let us know what you think in the comments below.